Hello,
Hi, Noah. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. I heard some good things about you from Mr. Palmer, which is good.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Palmer, who's that?
My teacher, my theater teacher.
Wonderful. How cool. I don't think, how do I know Mr. Palmer?
I think you had him as a student, I believe.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is great. Well, I will look him up. That's fantastic. How can I help? You want me to run through these questions or what are you thinking?
I just want to know about what you do as a career. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going
yeah.
to look at your questions too because they were really good. So I did, there's two things that
So,
brought me.
this is me from the future, and what educational path brought you to your career? And Dr. Seiler answered, started with how the arts are not as direct as medicine. The people in arts always carve a path for themselves. She graduated from University of Missouri in 2002. She knew that theater teachers always have to direct, so she could both teach and direct. Dr. Seiler went to University of Memphis to further her education to get a graduate degree. She then went to Belmont University to get her PhD. Are there any benefits of continuing your education while in your current career? She answered, there is formal education where you get a degree, and then there is informal education where you're working on a film set or the theater production. Also, because she had a PhD, it would be hard to continue education further in that case. Um, how did you find how did you finance your education, like scholarships, student loans, etc.?
Yeah, so my assistantship, so I had a sense going to college that I would probably want to do graduate work. And um, I had a good amount of scholarships to Mizzou, being in state, a couple different things. And so there was a small amount of money that my parents had saved for me to go to school, and I just didn't use all of it. And so when I went to graduate school, I could take the rest of that and use it to supplement my living experience expenses. And so my assistantship was so important. There's no way I could have done graduate school without my assistantship. But then I also had the money that I had basically, I mean, it's all because I was fortunate to have parents that allowed me to help fund my education, but it also was that I had had scholarships to Mizzou, and so I could save essentially money to put it towards graduate school, and that was intentional on my part. I just had a sense that I would want to go to graduate school, and it was going to take longer.
What advice would you give to someone interested in this field? She answered, don't take on debt and surround yourself with those in the same career and make you feel good about yourself. How do you balance work and your personal life? She answered, she has a husband and he works at a music studio and she has to do rehearsal basically every night. So they've developed a way that they respect each other's jobs and they understand that both work long hours. What are the pros and cons of becoming a director? The pros are having a creative mindset, and the plays and things you've developed is really fulfilling. The cons are you aren't sure how things are going to work out. How do you pay for your productions? For Dr. Seiler, she works at Mizzou, so she gains grants from Mizzou. Before that, when she worked with other groups, a lot of it was through donations. Also, local arts councils in Kansas City and St. Louis write grants for productions. How is your production structured to provide the most experience for the students? Makes sense.
Well, not always. It's not always. I mean, sometimes we do shows that are small in numbers, and so there's just a small cast.
Yeah.
And so it depends. Sometimes it's a rich experience for 6 students. I just directed a production that had 15 students in it, and so that was a much bigger. But then high schools do, 30. So the truth is the opportunity keeps reducing the further you go. But I try in my own work, because that educative value is really important to me, to have as many roles as I can for students in a show. So that means that with the choice of the script. I try to have an assistant director. I try to really be nurturing to the stage managers. We often have student designers that I mentor. So there's a bunch of different angles. It's not just about the actors, but also the technicians that I'm going to be supporting and mentoring.
Do you do other productions besides Mizzou? Since she works at Mizzou right now, she does not. How do you start your production? Reading a script, having a group with different ideas through the thoughts of the plays. The majority of everything in tech and acting comes from reading the script. Okay. That's all the questions I have, but thank you so much, Dr. Seiler. Thank you. I learned a lot, for sure. Thank you for this opportunity. This will be recorded for video. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Have a good day, Noah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.